Welcome to another tutorial with Kat. Today I'm going to show you how easy you can create your own mockup. For visualization reasons, I like to do mockups from my artworks. So maybe you have seen my last artwork, this little chilling cat. For this one, I wanted to create a mockup. I went to Adobe Stocks to search some pictures from living pictures. I entered whatever modern living, for example, for others. And then I have a huge variety of beautiful background pictures for my art, for my mock-up. For example, if I think, oh, I like this one for my artwork, I say either I download a preview with watermark, or I say, now let's open this in Photoshop. I go back to Photoshop, I open my libraries panel, and here we have, I just drag it in and have my background. In case I want to license it, I hit here the basket and go. I'm going to show you that for a minute. I just click here because I want to license it. It opens a new window and I see confirm and it's licensed, and automatically the watermark is removed. That's the workflow I want to show you. But for today, we start first with a more easy background. This one is more trickier because you have this the perspective you have to consider. So, but today we start with another background, with a flat background. Drag in your artwork or your photo from your hard drive. That's what I'm going to do now. Of course, this is a bit too big. Then I just bring it to the right size I want to make the mock-up of. For the moment, we leave it at this. This is just an example. You can take your time to figure out how big you want to have it. Confirm that. Right-click on the layer. Convert to a smart object, because this is for non-destructive workflow. First, we want to create a frame. Go to the FX and we say contour. Here we create our frame. You can figure out how big you want to have it or how small. I go with 20 pixels maybe. Yeah, we can change later. Then here you can choose your color. Maybe you want it blue, you want it yellow, whatever you want. For today I go with black. So I take it all the way down. Hit OK. Then position means where you want to have your frame placed. Is it outside of the picture or inside? So we leave it inside. And this is the blending mode. Of course, if you change the blending mode, it might not give the result you want to have. But for today, it's fine like this. Then we go ahead. We want to have a shadow to inside, because if you have a frame, there is also a shadow on the artwork itself from the frame. So that's what I'm going to do now. You see it already? I have this one from the last one, but the shadow is on the right place, but maybe we must do it a bit stronger. Let's see. It's more shadow because I'm changing here the opacity. But whatever, you see what I mean? You can figure out what is best looking for your artwork in considering where the light is coming from. In this artwork, the light is coming from both sides, but more from the right side on this place. So I just consider that one. Then here you can say from where is the shadow coming, the sun coming, and where the shadow goes to. You can figure out what is best done, more realistic looking for your artwork. Then here, what I said already, here you can control the distance of the shadow and how big it should be. It will be more blurred the bigger you make it. For this one, it might be okay like this. Then we go ahead and we have to do a drop shadow. And here the same parameters. One thing to global light. Global light can remember where you positioned the light is coming from on the other parameters. So if you do not tickets, it's always 120 degrees. But global light reminds where the light is coming from, how you positioned it on the other parameters. So one thing is still missing. If you see the floor is on the right side brighter than on the left side. There is like a gradient on it from light to dark. That's what we need on our artwork too. So we need a gradient overlay. Let's go to the gradient overlay and tick it. I have it already from my last edit. So if you consider when I tick it like now, have a look on the artwork. Or I take it away, you see it. But this time the gradient is coming from the wrong place. So it's going to be darker on the right side and we want to have it darker on the left side. So what I have to do, I just say revert and here we go. So if you see now, it's getting darker on the left side. Of course, I leave it for now, but you can check how much you want to have it. This is of course too much. So just a little bit. It depends on how much light you have in your picture background. So hit OK. And if you're satisfied, you leave it. You can also have like a adjustment layer, photo filter, to give it a little bit of color, because the background is quite a bit brown and orange, red touch. So I have here a warming filter to make it not that strong and cold as it is in the artwork itself, because the whole composition must look most realistic. Here you can control how much you want to have it. I leave it about 22 or 25 if you compare before and after. So for this one we leave it. Now I'm going to show you how I did, or how much I did more for this one, because this is in the perspective of the wall. I made a smart object of this, and let's exchange the background. I go to my libraries panel and go for searching my licensed picture. Here we have it. I drag it in, and yeah, we keep it like this. In order to save time, let's make that away. You have now the possibility to clip it. You either can clip it, or what you also can do, I'm going to show you after. Say OK. This is one possibility. Or you go back. You just remove the transparent pixels and say transparent pixels is actually the same. This is a bit more sure that you just cropped everything. The other way is more, you have to be more precise. Not always it snaps into place when you crop it. However, our picture needs to be corrected now in the perspective of the wall. Now, in order not to change all the shadows, because the light was coming from the left side in this background, but now for now it's coming from the right side. I'm not going to change this, so I make it easy. I go to the right layer, to the background layers, say Control T, right click, and horizontal flipping. Here we go. Now we have the light from the correct direction. And for now, we are going to perspective transformation. And now we zoom in order we can work more precise. What we have to do now, this gitter, we have to fit it to our artwork. I'm not very precise for the moment. You get the idea. We are in layout mode now. Now we change, and here you can bring your artwork in right position in perspective to the wall. This is not very precise. I think we have to rework it, but for this tutorial I leave it, because now we are coming to a special point. You see we have here the light from the window on the wall reflected. That's what we need to do too for our artwork. First of all, I take the polygon lasso tool and make a quick selection. You don't have to be too precise, because you won't see it. We have this selection. Go to our curves adjustment layer and lighten this a bit up. There, so we have this edge a bit more light. In order to get a smooth transition between our selection and the original, we go to the properties panel with the selected mask, and here what I'm going to do, I feather this a bit. So this is leaving our transition looking more realistic looking. And make sure it's a clipping mask, because when you do not clip it only to our artwork here, I'm going to show you what's happening. For this one, we leave it. You see it? This is definitely not correct. So make sure you are on the correction on a curves adjustment layer. Make a clipping mask only to our artwork. For this, you always have to tap Alt or Option, and then you hover with the mouse between the layers, and you see that arrow, and for now we have it. So if I click, you get rid of it, but for this one we leave it for now. So this is finally it. If you are one who say, oh no, this is too much work for me, I have something you might love, go to placeit.net. Then here you go to mockups. You can look for art mockups, art prints, so just one click, and then you can select one you like. For example, you like that one, and from here, this is just drag and drop. You can add some text, or you can upload your image, whatever you like. For example, I'm going to whatever I want to. For a moment, what shall I take? Let's take this one, for example, and this is fitting correct. Enter, and then you can download this with ease. Either you can have a single purchase, or you can get a flat rate for everything, because there's tons, I can tell you, tons of material, and so quick. Also, you can do videos and logos and whatever. So if you want to save time, this is maybe a good thing for you. And of course here you cannot change any blending modes or gradients or whatever. You get what you get, but it's cheap and it's really quick. This is what I can invite you to have a look at. So if you have any questions regarding this artwork or another artwork, I would love to hear it. And for now I say goodbye. See you in our next tutorial.